Hi, my name is Michelle, and I wrote a research proposal on how the school library is helping high school teenagers become strategic searchers with information literacy. The research topic is about how high school libraries are helping high school teenagers search for content needed for assignments and projects. With devices and smartphones in everyone's possession, libraries don't seem to be needed for high school students doing research. But students do need help searching the library's databases, formulating a query, and looking for results that may lead to direct hits to what they are looking for. The problem is that we expect children, especially teenagers, to know how to search already because they are seen as technologically savvy. But in reality, when it comes to using the library properly, they may not know anything about it. If they know how to use it, then it can be a powerful tool for them to use for their research assignments. The purpose of this study is to see how the school library's resources can help high school students with their school assignments. Information literacy instruction should be taught in a way the students can comprehend, and it's going to involve teachers and librarians to work together and come up with a learning lesson that is fun and engaging. My research question is, how does X school library help teenagers with information literacy skills that they may need when conducting research for their assignments? There has been some research previously done on this subject, and researchers found that when it comes to information literacy skills, teenagers are lacking the knowledge to effectively look for information on a topic for their assignments and projects. They are inexperienced when it comes to searching methods and techniques. Their primary search strategy is to use keyword search, and they are satisfied with what they find on the internet. Information literacy instruction has been a priority in many high schools since 1998. Information literacy instruction should be a priority, but it is not a focus in many classrooms. This may be because the teachers themselves are not as information literate. Other research studies also found that a strong library program helps students learn more and score higher on standardized tests than students that do not have a library program in place. A group of librarians wanted to improve the information literacy skills of high school students, and they put together a series of tutorials, games, and assessments for students to learn and to practice their information literacy skills. InfoSkills2Go is a website that incorporates a gamified badging system to encourage and motivate students. All previous research studies emphasize the importance of collaboration between teachers and school librarians working towards an information literacy program. It is recommended that quality school libraries have at least one certified library media specialist, librarians, and teachers collaborating in information literacy and content standards, current resources for the students to use, and a librarian who demonstrates leadership. The unit of analysis for this research will be the teenagers, the school librarian, and the teacher giving the assignment. The research will use a qualitative method to describe the quality of the teenagers' information literacy. It will also use exploratory and descriptive research. The researchers will be using non-probability purposive sampling for the research. The decision to specifically look at high school teenagers who visit the school library to do their assignments may show what kinds of preparations are done at the school library to instruct information literacy, the teenagers' experience with the school librarians, and if they found the library helpful enough to do research independently. The results gathered from this research would not represent the experience of all teenagers, rather just from this specific group that the researchers will be studying. A diary will be used in place of direct observation. The students will be given a research diary to complete after each session of searching for information. The journals would encourage the students to examine any searching changes they might experience during the research period. The teacher and the librarian will also have diaries to keep reflective journals during the process. There will be a survey for the students to take after the assignment has been turned in. It will be a short survey with a few open and closed-ended questions. The answers to the survey will help the researchers analyze the attitudes and experiences of the students after they have done the assignment. Data will be analyzed using grounded theory and constant comparative method. Researchers will use coding to analyze the data collected from the diaries and the survey. Before coding, the research team will agree on the basis that should trigger the assignment of codes and the basic principles of coding procedure. Two researchers will examine and scan each diary for content relevant to the questions and come up with a list of coding categories and subcategories. Researchers will also use NVivo, a software for qualitative data analysis, to understand the data and to recognize any similarities or differences. Since the research requires using human subjects, there are ethical considerations. The researchers will have to obtain the required approval for the project by the Institutional Review Board. Each student that wants to participate in the research will sign a consent form. This will state the intentions of the research and the intent of the diaries. The librarian and the teacher will also sign a form stating that they understand what the research is about and will not change the curriculum to fit the needs of the research. Most of the subjects will be minors and their information will be made confidential to protect their identities. The names of the participants will not be mentioned in any of the research results. When analyzing the data, the researchers will refer to the students as Student 1, Student 2, etc. Since this research involves information literacy of teenagers in high school, then there are limits to who can be studied in this research. The units of analysis must be teenagers who attend a high school, and not a teenager who may be homeschooled and uses the public library to do research. The high school is located in a middle to lower class neighborhood, and the majority of the school population are minorities. Due to these characteristics, this study population may not be representative of all high schools or all high school students. Teachers must be willing to engage in planning and implementing student projects in collaboration with the school librarian. This may not be typical in some high schools. This research is significant because when high school students plan to go to college, they should be prepared in knowing how to do research on their own. They should get this knowledge from high school classes such as history or social studies and English. If information literacy is taught along with the given assignments, then the students can utilize and retain necessary steps to obtain relevant data for their papers. Teachers and school librarians would have to collaborate and come up with a way to engage the students. If students can learn basic information literacy in high school, then it will prepare them to research and write college-level papers. That's it, and thank you for watching my presentation.